What's up and welcome back to Kind of Funny Games Daily for May 1st, 2025. I'm your host, Tim Geddes. I'm joined once again by Blessing Adeoye Jr.
Tim, how's it going?
It's going okay. You know what I mean? Today started off bad. Started Games Daily saying that everything's fucked. And I feel like I willed that into existence for Kind of Funny as well. Both of our main kind of brain computers at the studio are having completely different issues. So Kevin and Barrett are trying their damnedest to get everything up and running so we can keep doing the shows. We got cut off in the middle of episode 1 of Games Daily after covering story number 1, which was all of the Xbox and Microsoft price increases. That video / audio versions everywhere should be where you expect them to be. We're going to continue the show from here with a part 2 of Games Daily because there is a lot of stuff that we want to make sure that we get to.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into too much of the rigmarole. You guys understand the housekeeping, the blah, blah, blah. We're doing stuff. Thunderbolts in reviews going live.
Patreon.
Go to Patreon. Go to all the
Shout out Imperial or whoever's the sponsor.
Exactly. Get the Kind of Funny membership to get the shows ad-free. You know that. Shout out to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs and Mega Buster and Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by Imperial and Aura Frames. But back to it. Story number 2, Bless. This is a big one. This is a shitty one. I hate doing this, but we got to do it together. Polygon sold to Valnet and hit with massive layoffs. This comes from Ethan Gotch at Kotaku. The video game website Polygon has been sold to click farm powerhouse Valnet, and much of its masthead has been laid off, Kotaku has learned. The sale was subsequently announced in a press release. Multiple staff members have posted online about losing their jobs or about colleagues now being out of work. Quote, I'm no longer with Polygon. If you're hiring, please consider the many talented writers and editors now on the market, posted Polygon co-founder in EIC, Chris Plant. Every one of them deserves a spot on your staff. I won't be talking more about the sale because I wasn't involved. Going to hang out with my kid, taking wins where I can. The sale was confirmed in a press release, which did not mention the layoffs. The price of the deal was not disclosed. Sources tell Kotaku that deputy editor Maddie Myers and games editor Zoe Hanna are among those that remain at Polygon. Vox Media did not immediately respond to a request for comment. I'll say more later, but I no longer have a job, shared senior reporter Nicole Carpenter. I'm looking for work, as are so many of my amazing colleagues. I have lots of ideas and things I'd like to write. I'm really in shock. I had a great time working at Polygon, posted senior writer Michael McWhorter. Please let me know if you have any cool job openings. In a report earlier this year by The Wrap, many former contributors accused Valnet's current media holdings of being exploitative content mills. Quote, in journalism, there are really bad jobs, and then there's a place like Valnet, a former Collider contributor told The Wrap. It's one of the worst places I've ever worked, and it's probably one of the worst journalism publications I've ever seen. Let's just start here. Bless. Mm-hmm. Thoughts on Polygon?
I mean, this is heartbreaking, right? Like, we've heard bad things about Valnet. We've heard bad things about the state of games media for a very long time. This is, I think, the moment where it does officially feel over. You know, like, I think we say that a lot of, like, oh man, it's over. Oh man, it's so done. Today feels like a day where it's so done. Of course, like, the giant bomb thing is also going on as we speak, where, I mean, it's been ongoing for the last week of what the fuck is happening over there at Giant Bomb. Of course, I was in Tokyo hanging out with Dan Reichert for a week, and so I've been going back and forth with even him, talking about, like, yo, what is happening? And he's been filling me in, and of course, that's their story to tell, so I'm not going to say, like, anything that's not mine to say, right? But, like, you go online right now, you go on Blue Sky, and Jeff Grubb is even tweeting out he tweeted just not that long ago, I think like half an hour ago, well, that was a dream come true. Knew it wouldn't last, though. Out of a job at the moment, but I'll always be doing patreon.com/game mess. I think lumping these two together is a little bit necessary because when I think of games media, the first website that comes to mind is IGN, but then, like, games content, games media, games podcasts, and all that stuff beyond an IGN, it was specifically Giant Bomb and GameSpot. Or not GameSpot, sorry. Oh, it was GameSpot. But, like, Giant Bomb and Polygon, I should say. Giant Bomb, of course, with the Giant Bomb cast, with the Giant Beast cast, with the excellent cast crew they had over there, from Jeff Gerstmann to Dan Reichert to Abby Russell to Austin Walker to Jeff Bacalar to Jan Ochoa to
Patrick
Klepek, Ben Pack. Like, I can name the entirety of the podcast crew at Giant Bomb because I came up a gigantic Giant Bomb fan. Like, as much as I listen to Kind of Funny, I listen to just as much Giant Bomb coming up. Polygon, I'll say the same thing as far as how much I listened to Polygon podcasts and how formative that stuff was, as far as their humor, as far as their creativity, as far as the quality of content that they would bring to the table. And the thing that breaks my heart is, as I go through these names, on the Polygon side, you talk about Chris Plant, who was the EIC, the co-founder and EIC of Polygon. You talk about Michael McWherter, which is a name that I've read a million times on Kind of Funny Games Daily, right? Like, as I go through these names, I'm like, these are just a handful. Nicole Carpenter as well, right? Like, these are just a handful of names. There are other people posting online talking about them being out of the job, right? I saw a post from Callie Pleggy just earlier as well, talking about it. Like, this is so fucking heartbreaking. And there are a million things to say about this, right? Like, we can talk about support independent media, support these people wherever they go, whether they start their own thing, whether they want to go in on a solo venture, pair up with each other and do like a group ventures. But I think the even more heartbreaking thing beyond this is that there are the names that we know that we're like, I look at a Dan Riker and a Jan Ochoa and like a Mike Minotti and like those names that we know and go, all right, they're hopefully they start something together, and I have full belief in whatever they end up doing. That's not the case for everybody. The unfortunate thing is that to be as renowned as those names that I just said, it's such a blessing and a rare thing in this side of the industry. Most people don't have that luxury. And that is the truly heartbreaking thing about this, is the fact that, like, once a lot of these sites are gone, that stuff is just gone, right? Like, a lot of those folks aren't going to be able to continue making that content elsewhere necessarily, at least on the same level, with the same consistency, with the same luxury of having it be a job for them. You're going to get less video games media content because of this. And I'm blabbering, but like, it fucking breaks my heart, dude. It fucking breaks my heart.
Heartbreaking, man. It's a great way to put it, and I think you really nailed it for how important Polygon and Giant Bomb are to the gaming media landscape for incredibly different reasons. But it's so sad to just one by one look at so many sites go down and incredibly important voices be lost. And in terms of Polygon putting out such thought-provoking journalism and thought-provoking think pieces, handling games differently than anyone else was doing. And then Giant Bomb, obviously the personality-based stuff that got so popular over the years, like they're the originators of that, like them and One Up, right? Like thinking back in the day to the One Up podcast and all that, like they defined what video game personality podcast could be. And then, here's Kind of Funny, right? We're so lucky being able to grow up in a world where a standard was kind of set in the early days of what even a premium video game media, video-based website could look like, right? And not even thinking about this is pre-Patreon and all of that. So it's like so much was learned there. But we're talking about two stories that are completely different, right? But at the same time, I think it all comes down to you have to trust the team that is making the content, or else it's not going to work. And these acquisitions for Polygon, letting go of Polygon, like put the entire team essentially. Like, I'm seeing a super chat here from Zeke Speak saying, y'all should get Tara Long on as a guest. She was laid off this morning. Legacy figure. I used to watch her in Skullville back in the day on Destructoid. That breaks my heart, man. Tara's one of the first people I ever met in the industry. Like, when I would go to PAX in 2011, I remember hanging out with her so much, and to see the journey that she's been on from Destructoid all the way up to running video, I think it was, at Polygon, and the amazing stuff that they would put out. Like, this just really, really sucks. And obviously the Giant Bomb side, like them being so close to us, and so many of those people, whether it's the GameSpot side or Giant Bomb side, and however ways those interacted, like, we're talking about some of our closest friends in the industry.
Like,
and they were just straight up disrespected. And
these are very different stories, but I think the thing they have in common is terrible parent organizations. Like, you look at Giant Bomb, right? And like, they had 888 episodes of the Giant Bomb cast, and like, keep in mind that's a weekly podcast. Think about the longevity there. As far as 888 episodes, you've been going for that long as a company. But in one of the recent episodes, like, they made a whole bit about like brand safety, and kind of like, made fun of the fact that it's seemingly their parent organization try to make a shift as far as trying to have more brand safe content, make their content PG-13 in order to appease probably marketing, ads, all that stuff, right? And like, that is such a misread on what Giant Bomb is. Like, imagine, thank God we're independent, right? But like, imagine that, like, Kind of Funny, like, sells to some organization and they want to come down and be like, Kind of Funny, you guys, we all have to be PG-13.
No more live streams.
No more live streams. Like, we wouldn't be able to exist as a company. Like, that's the antithesis of what this is.
I mean, I cannot stress this and make this any more clear than the fact that every decision we make is to be able to survive. Like, to be able to talk about games and to have conversations and talk about the news or our opinions or just stupid fun stuff and fighting gorillas and shit. Like, we make the decisions we make business-wise to be able to thrive. Thrive is even a big word, but like, again, survive in this world. And it's like being kneecapped and told that, hey, like, your live streaming efforts, which are clearly where this industry is currently and where the audience is, like, to take that away from Giant Bomb, you're killing Giant Bomb. And the people that work at Giant Bomb know that because they're trying their best to just make this stuff work. And it gets so scary to look around and see stories like Game Informer last year go down.
Yeah.
Right? Or was that this year? I don't even know when it was. Like, it could have been next week. It could have been last week.
I think it was fall last year. I think it was like August, September, around that time.
Yeah, and now they're back, you know. But
yeah,
I'm sure that is incredibly difficult for them. You know, I know it's incredibly difficult for them, and it's going to continue to be, and it's not going to be the same, and that's good because we don't need it to be all the same. Like, it needs to be better than it was. But that's a lot of pressure for people that are already working way too hard, doing way too much.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it just sounds. I feel like I'm blabbering now. We're just going in circles with this stuff, but like. We're all the people in the chat right now. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for understanding this. Like, things that you love are being taken away. That sucks. Last weekend, I was at Barbara Dunkelman's wedding, one of the main faces of Rooster Teeth, a company that doesn't exist anymore. And yeah, Bernie bought back the rights to some of the elements of it, names and stuff like that. But the company that allowed so many different groups in our sphere to thrive in so many different ways no longer exists. And I'm at this wedding looking around at so many of my friends that are not able to do the things that they used to do and survive. Some of them are thriving. Some of them are doing great. But like you said earlier, not all of them.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Things you love can't be taken away, can't they? They can't so easily.
I hate, like, now of all fucking time. Greg, do you have anything to say about this in some serious ways?
I mean, yeah, this all sucks. This is, awful. In some ways, not expected. I think, I didn't expect Polygon to be sold and be all fucked up today, right? But it's like what happens. These sites and personalities get put into the machine, right? Of, hey, how can we try to make a buck off this? How can we make a buck? There's a lot of great takes going on. Imran, the Don Khan, is out there, right? And one of his that I really appreciated. One of the ones I really appreciated from him was, hey, like, we're on the eve of like the biggest console launch of all time. Games are more popular than ever. It seems like a great time to fuck all this up. Like, why would you do, what I mean? People, how can you not make money off of this?
GTA 6 is supposed to come out this year.
The answer is it's incredibly tough, as we know. It's kind of funny, but we figured it out on how for us to make it work and go, right? But that also means that, like, this is the company, this is the product, this is what we're doing, and we're happy with that, right? We're not the venture capitalists coming in to buy this thing, trying to turn it and like, well, let's get 4 times the profit. Let's get 5 times the profit. Let's hire 7 more people to spin up this thing just about esports. Oh, that didn't work. Fuck, cancel that, and we have to lay people off from the regular publication. Like, that's what it is, right? And then, yeah, the stuff breaking right now, with like Grubby over there. I was blue skying him right now. You want to host Games Daily tomorrow? We'll see if he responds. Of like, once again, hey, you got a corporate overlord running a personality-driven thing. What is that? That's gonna butt heads with something eventually, right? They just want the churn. They just want the review, the preview, the thing, like, not necessarily you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We got out. But bless, you're still in it. Never forget it.
Still in what?
This, man. Okay. Don't piss me off. All right.
What does that mean? I don't know what you're doing.
What
are these big
very
threats?
Simple. What it means very simple is, again, I just talked about this yesterday on Happy Hour. Not as a competitor, but as the CEO, I did broker a deal with Andy to get his game Showdown Star, and that's all. You have to honor that deal.
I don't have to honor anything.
I'm sorry, CEO. You have.
I'm the commissioner of the show. I'm the host of the show. I'm the producer of the show. I run the show. I can do what I want.
Deep sigh.
Tim,
deep,
you win.
Deep sigh.
Um,
Real quick, I saw in the chat, Kebabs saying this is a minor thing, but I really like the Imperial ads. That's a perfect sponsorship, in my opinion. It's hard to. There's always that balance of getting like too behind the scenes and just like too navel gazing is the word that we used to use so much back in the day, talking about Kind of Funny, talking about the inside baseball stuff of how things are made or whatever. It's just important to talk about that stuff. And again, Imperial is a perfect type of ad for us. And I wish we can get more things like that. I wish that we could support indie games, smaller games, getting pushing wish listing and all that stuff. But we're trying our best out here to survive and to be able to keep doing this. And it's hard for us. It's hard for everyone. And I appreciate all the support out there from each and every one of you. But when we look at whatever this group of people, these people are going to do next, like try your best to support them in whatever way you can. But
yeah,
they're like the corporations out there are making it harder and harder to even have ways to support.
The thing I'll say, right, is that I think this has a lot in common with the first story we talked about on the previous part 1 episode of Games Daily, talking about how Microsoft's raising the prices on all this stuff, and I referenced the video from Alana Pierce, right, and like a lot of it coming down to how much the ecosystem is changing and how much like people are in these companies, video games are in competition with the other ways people are spending their times, namely things like social video or like the other types of content that are rising to the top. Also, I saw somebody left the call. Are we still going, Barrett? Are we still here? I'm going to talk and assume we're still here. But I think, when in the way that right now we're seeing the numbers possibly go down and become difficult and all this shit, right? I still think that there is so much value still in the type of content that we see out of games media. I think there's so much value in written articles. There's so much value in those opinion pieces. There's so much value in hearing voices that aren't necessarily just streamers or YouTubers or even podcasters, right? Like, I think the type of content, the type of work that you get out of journalists, that you get out of people that, are really thoughtful in the way that they think about the industry and thoughtful in the ways that they need to be, because there's the journalistic integrity there, right? Like there's the like almost the responsibility there that is beyond I'm going to make a thing that is very entertaining. It is I'm going to make a thing, express a thing that, is valuable for like how we talk and think about video games, how we talk and think about this medium, right? Like there's so much value there, and y'all, like, if y'all appreciate that shit, like, you need to go out and support it, right? And I don't know where that stuff goes from here. I think a lot of it ends up independent, but I think not that I worry about the independency of it, but I think that stuff needs to be funded in some way that we're not going to see it come and go once all the independent sites like go away or whatever it is, right? Like there needs to be actual funding behind it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I want to see and the thing that I worry about.
Unemployed Jeff Grubb's going to host tomorrow with you, Tim.
Fantastic. Love that. Bless, you're really nailing it there. I think that there has to be weight behind your words when it comes to stuff. I feel like me and you and Raj had a great time in New York and had a lot of great conversations. And I feel like something we kept talking about is how we talk about covering games and how we talk about our reviews specifically, of like our individual thought process on our reviews and how much effort we put into our opinions and why that matters. And I think that those are things that like everyone has an opinion. Everyone's entitled to an opinion. But when you put your opinion out there the way that we do, there's a weight to it that we need to have responsibility for.
Yeah.
And these people have that. And there's so many different weights on them. And I want to shout out Giant Bomb in particular, because there is a unique set of obstacles when you are a brand that is based on personalities, and then those personalities change and shift.
Mm-hmm.
And what this current / last iteration, whatever you want to say, of Giant Bomb did something so incredibly special and so incredibly different, while also respecting the legacy that came before.
Yeah.
And they pulled it off. And they weren't the first group to do it. Like, there was many different waves of Giant Bomb, and there might be more waves. We don't know.
The Abby Russell, Ben Pack era of Giant Bomb was like some of my favorite Giant Bomb. I was listening to Giant Beastcast every week, and that was way different from like Jeff Gertzman, Ryan Davis, and like the people that started it all, and Patrick Klepek and all these people, right? Like there have been multiple generations of Giant Bomb. In the way that you look at Kind of Funny, there's multiple generations of Kind of Funny. And yeah, I think what Jan had going, what Grub had going, what Minotti had going, what Dan had going there, I think is very special. And like, I want to see that continue. And I think there's a future there, even if it's not called Giant Bomb, even if they like start something new and they call it something else. Like, I think that there's something there that could be special that is going to continue that legacy.
Yeah, and Cloudmaster says going to miss the Giant Bomb couches. Like, again, so many people do similar content in this space, but really, not many people do what Kind of Funny does, right? Giant Bomb does that, and I think that it's going to be very sad that the Giant Bomb couch is not going to exist. And again, the couch is different than it used to be. It means something different than it used to. But there's a level of importance to the way that these groups talk about video games, because again, not many people have the access to do that, have the chemistry to do that. People can talk about games all they want, but there's something special about Giant Bomb. And to your point, it's not the name, it is the people, and it is the chemistry. So we'll see where this all shakes off. But I do want to say that I'm a big fan of Colin and Samir, who are two YouTubers that really, really care about the internet media landscape and internet companies as a business, right? And I'm really into that stuff personally as well. But they put up a video in the last couple days about Dude Perfect, who are those huge, trick shot YouTubers. Like, they are started as a small YouTube channel, and now that they are a corporation to themselves, right? But in this video, they were talking about how Disney had a methodology where it all started with this drawing of what the company is and all of the different ways that they can make revenue and continue to exist as a company. And we're talking about Disney, one of the biggest companies in the world. And yes, what their IP can make movies and TV and Disneyland and et cetera, et cetera. Dude Perfect did the same thing in this video of trying to take their company and distill it down to what is it and how can they survive for the next 15 years and how can they grow and continue to make sure that it's not just big now, but that it'll be able to survive forever. And a quote that I wrote down from it, because it resonated so hard with me, is what they drew wasn't just a company, it was a belief system. And I think that's why Kind of Funny has been able to survive as long as we have. And it feels like, I mean, anything can happen, but it feels like we're okay. And it's because our belief system is in the strategy of the content and in the people and in not doing more. It's doing what is working. What do we want to do and what do we want to continue doing to make that happen? And I believe that the team over at Giant Bomb believes in their plan. And when their plan that they believe in is taken from them, there's nothing. So I'm hopeful for those the boys and girls over there, and it's going to be real tough. But if anyone can pull this off, it's them. Polygon, I don't know a lot of those people as well, and I think that it's going to be a lot harder for them because the traditional games media landscape is gone.
Yeah,
at this point,
gone. Yeah,
gone.
Yeah, and this thing is like, as somebody who knows those names, right? I think Chris Plant is he's like, I think he's on the besties. I know Andy listens to the besties more than me, but I'm pretty sure Chris Plant does the besties with like Griffin McElroy and them. Yeah, thank you. And like, I think I could see Chris Plant doing a number of things, right? Like, and I know Nicole Carpenter and Michael McWhorter, like the names that we see, that like everybody listening might not be familiar with, but like they're talented people that I could see even in this shrinking industry, maybe find spots doing stuff at IGN, maybe find spots elsewhere. But again, like, even if you're that level,
for how long?
Yeah, for how long? Like, when does not IGN get to a point where it's like, all right, we're cutting all this off, right?
We're guides only.
Oh,
man. Is right. We're gonna get to other stories and some super chats after a quick word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Imperial. We have told you all how important it is to developers that you wish list the games you're interested in. So, if this sounds cool to you, make sure you wish list it. I can't tell you how much it helps. Imperial is a complex, feature-rich action RPG where you'll be sent to a planet in a far-off corner of the galaxy to explore an enormous, imposing monolith. As an elite mercenary, you'll join the expedition tasked with unearthing the secrets of the monolith and face off against the deadly automatons within. In Imperial, you'll explore 4 vastly different quadrants of the monolith, accessible only by using mysterious artifacts known as cartograms. Each cartogram affects which enemies, boss fights, and loot will appear when you enter the monolith, so no two excursions will be the same. Find even more cartograms to explore by looting defeated enemies or buy them from other players online at the trading post. You'll need to make sure you have the right gear to take on the harder cartograms. Build your mercenary, choose your gear, master your abilities, and take down everything in your path in Imperial. Face off against enormous, deadly bosses and seek out secret paths to find bigger and better loot. Help the members of the expedition in deep branching quests and aid other players in asynchronous multiplayer. Get ready, mercenaries. The monolith awaits. Imperial is available May 8th on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. Wishlist now. It helps so much. Wishlist Empyreal! This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. If you haven't called your mom in a while, here's your reminder to do it. But if you want to go above and beyond, Mother's Day is coming up and I have the perfect gift idea. Aura Frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app, so it's ready to go right out of the box. It's a gift so special, they'll use it every day. Me, Kevin, and a ton of people at Kinda Funny are obsessed with our Aura frames. It takes about 2 minutes to set up the frame using the Aura app. Aura frames were named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides last year. I counted. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on the best-selling Carver matte frame. That's auraframes.com, promo code Kinda Funny. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Back with some super chats here. Napoleon says, sorry for the troubles. Hope the day gets better. Shout out to Kevin and Barrett. Thanks for the daily news and entertainment. Amen. Shout out to Kevin and Barrett. They're really doing the best. They're kicking ass. Missouri Mate says, long live Giant Bomb and all the duders. We will carry on. Jeff Bull Jr. says, love you guys. Thanks for the coverage on all of this stuff. And CJ Splits on, here's to no super chat price increase.
I mean, don't give us ideas. You know what I mean?
Let's get to story number 3 here. Epic offers olive branch to Apple, offers to bring Fortnite back to iOS after a court ruling. This comes from Andy Robinson at VC. Tim Sweeney tweets, a U.S. judge has ordered Apple to remove its restrictions around alternative payment methods, prompting Epic Games to offer dropping its longtime litigation and bring Fortnite back to iOS devices. On Wednesday, Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers ordered Apple to stop forcing a 27% commission on purchases made for iOS games and apps through web links, which developers had been using to avoid its store payment charges. She also ordered Apple to stop prompting messages dissuading users from using web link purchases and ordered Apple to pay Epic Games attorney fees over the issue. More significantly, the judge stated that Apple had violated a 2021 injunction and that VP Alex Roman had outright lied under oath. The company could now face criminal contempt charges. Following the ruling, Fortnite maker Epic claimed victory. It said that if Apple agreed to applying the rule globally, it would drop all ongoing and future litigation, including its right to bring its own store to iOS and bring Fortnite back to the platform as soon as next.
Yeah, that last part is what was in the Tim Sweeney tweet. He tweeted out, we will return Fortnite to the US iOS App Store next week. Epic puts forth a peace proposal. If Apple extends the court's friction-free, Apple tax-free framework worldwide, we'll return Fortnite to the App Store worldwide and drop current and future litigation on this topic.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy to kind of look at this and be like, Epic won. Like, I remember we covered this years ago, and it was a little, I'd say above our heads when it comes to the actual, we can read the words and have an opinion, but, like, this is definitely some real in-depth legal shit,
like
you
big
know?
business versus big business shit.
Yeah, and I remember Tim Sweeney's original tweet. We were like, all right, this seems a little him invoking 1984 and all that. It
seemed a bit much.
Yeah,
and I still stand by Tim Sweeney shit seems a bit much. Like he tweeted again the 1984 quote 20 hours ago on Twitter, like kind of in victory of the stuff. And like, man, Tim Sweeney, like, have you ever thought of the scenario of like you imagine you're in high school, right? And there's this kid who's kind of a bully, right? And he like fucking whoops your ass for 2 years straight. And then like on a random day in February, it comes to you and he's like, "Hey, let's bury the hatchet. All right, we're cool. We're cool now. All right, we're cool now." That's Tim Sweeney right now.
Yeah.
Where Tim Sweeney fucking like for years has been calling out Apple, has been talking about how their policies are unfair and anti all this stuff, and finally the court ruled in their favor, and Tim Sweeney's over here tweeting like, "All right, cool. Like, so we're cool, right? Like, Fortnite's coming back to your store. Like, let's be chill."
Yeah. Yeah, I love where you're going with that, and yes, that is true. I do think though this is good. Like Apple, like I feel like there has to be some levels of checks and balances here. And at the end of the day, like based on all these stories, games being in more places is a good thing. Mobile gaming being successful and allowing more contemporary mainstream gaming efforts is a good thing.
Yeah.
And more ways to make money for games is good.
I mean, I think that's the big thing is I remember talking about this when this all was first starting, and it felt like a win for Epic would be probably the good outcome for this, because that means a win for more of like the software developers and game developers who do want to make more money through the I guess ongoing transactions or microtransactions that you want to have outside the app. Like that was one of the big things that Fortnite or Epic really wanted to have, make that Fortnite money in ways where you didn't have to go directly through the app store and have to give that cut to Apple in order to make it. So like Epic getting this win hopefully means that like a lot of companies that are smaller than Epic as well are going to have the luxury of that.
Get the benefits, yeah.
Get those benefits, yeah.
Yeah. Man, what a day, Vlad. I'm exhausted.
I'm also exhausted. And there's so much to do.
Yeah, I know.
There's so much left on the calendar.
Let's get to story number 4 here. Hollow Knight Silksong will be playable in September 2025.
Let's go.
At an Australian museum.
God damn it.
We're going to Australia, bless. Down under. Wesley and Poole reports at IGN. IGN can reveal that Hollow Knight Silksong will be playable in an Australian museum in September. Team Cherry's long in development game is one of the most anticipated in the world and has topped Steam wishlist charts for years. The studio, which is based in Adelaide, Australia, South Australia, has yet to say when Silksong will be released beyond a vague 2025. I didn't know they were Australian.
I didn't know that either.
Learned something today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for Australia.
We at least know it will be playable for those who could be at Australia's National Museum of Screen Culture, ACMI, from September 18th. Silksong will be playable at the Melbourne Museum as part of a video game exhibition called Game Worlds, which will also include displays that delve into the game's design and artistic direction. ACMI co-curators Bethan Johnson and Ginny Maxwell commented, quote, "Since Hollow Knight Silksong's initial announcement in 2019, it's been one of the most anticipated indie games on the planet, and we are thrilled to celebrate the design of this South Australian-made game as a centerpiece of Game Worlds in September."
Talk to your brother a second. You know it's a crazy. You go talk to your brother.
Oh.
Quote, "From the hundreds of sprites that animate Hornet's different movements and attacks to the logic behind the game's most challenging boss fights, and of course having the game playable in gallery, our Silksong display delve deeply into the details of the game's artistic direction and design. We're so grateful to Team Cherry for trusting us with their work and so excited to share that work with you."
I had a joke loaded up for Tim, but actually
Fuck,
it'll work for you as well.
Okay, cool.
Right? Because it's just me and you here.
Yeah.
Neither of us have played through Hollow Knight, right?
No. Come on now. I got taste. You got taste.
Between me and you.
No.
How sick of you are? How sick of hearing about Hollow Knight?
Just come out or don't come out.
It's like we hear about this every day.
Constant indie gestation.
Hollow Knight
you know what I
Silksong
mean?
this, Hollow Knight Silksong.
Silksong.
There are a billion other
Every
games.
Nintendo Direct, it's gonna be there. Cat Bailey calling it 2 seconds before it happens on the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct with us. Insane.
It's like good for you guys.
Good enough. Yeah. Oh my God. Could it
get
possibly be this good?
You like this fucking video, right? Like we don't even talk about fucking Death Stranding 2 this much, or like fucking Ghost of Yote is coming out this year.
I'll tell you what, right now, all right?
Mhm.
Any game, you list anyone, Fallout, the Uncharted, they wish they could get this kind of publicity.
I'm saying.
They wish they could be talking about
It's
like
they're
we talk
opening
about
up
this game.
an exhibit in Australia, and it's a fucking news story.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody's talking
Roger
about it.
Picorni in the chat, grow up, bless. I'm sorry, Raj. Don't you want to go play Animal Well again? Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
sick
Roger
of it.
played Hollow Knight 2 weeks ago. No, he wants to act like the biggest fan of it.
Roger was playing, got slapped in the head. All right, they knocked something loose in there. That's why he thinks it's so good.
I do want to play Hollow Knight at some point.
Do you think this? Yeah, I know, right? We're all just joshing. It is still goofy that it's like, again, this has been gestating this long, and here it is. It's going to be in the museum.
I
That's
mean,
what they're going to do for it.
I don't know if this is it has to come out before it's in the museum, right?
Does it?
Like I feel like this means that it's coming out before
I mean,
September.
I think it's just that they're gonna have a demo in there, maybe.
I mean, that'd be more than what we've had for Holiday Silksong at all.
I'm kind of with you, Bless, where I don't necessarily know that this is going to be that it'll come out before then, but I don't think this will be the first time it's playable. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think it's being confirmed it will be playable there. I don't know.
Because, like, I mean, Magic can reveal Hollow Knight Silksong will be playable in an Australian museum in September 2025. Yeah. But, like, the fact that they say, because I was thinking, like, this is the full game up in that museum.
Yeah, maybe. Lanky Dragoon says it was playable in 2019 at the last E3. So, yeah, it's like.
Was it really?
Yeah, people played it.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
I forget what, but on some games daily, it was like I think it was someone from Polygon. I think played it. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, we've said this now a couple times. I like that we're hearing that Hollow Knight's still 2025. They're still standing by that. You know what I mean?
And like, I believe them.
I believe them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
I don't know why I'm doing a big sigh at the end of every news story.
It just feels honestly, there's just an energy. All the tech stuff going wrong, and like the people got our gate's not even working. Like I couldn't even park in our parking lot today. Like this is just insane.
That's the thing is my car is stuck in the parking lot, and like
it's stuck in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't even know how I'm gonna get lunch.
Oh man, I'm sure the hunger that you have, Bless, is big.
Oh, it is. I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's so big. But if I wanted to know something small, where would I look?
You can go to our last news story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
It's true. Thank you for that, Barrett. A little wee news from you from VGC, Astral Chain director and Nier Automata designer Takahisa Tora has finally confirmed his exit from Platinum Games following months of speculation. In the latest issue of Japanese magazine Famitsu, transcribed by Genki, Tora confirmed he has quit Platinum and formed his own company, Eel Game Studio, adding that he couldn't share more information at this point. Christopher Dring at the game business, Barrett's killing it out there.
I know.
Christopher Dring at the game business, which is important because Christopher Dring recently left VGC to do their thing.
No, not VGC. GI
GamesIndustry.biz, yes, to do the game business. According to the publisher, Expedition 33 seemingly wasn't harmed by Oblivion's release timing. Quote, also, by the time we rolled around, we had momentum of our own, and we felt pretty confident that we could stand beside it. I think there were other aspects, like the price point we were at and the inclusion of Game Pass. So we knew we would have a lot of interest around the game. We were confident in that, and it went as well as it possibly could have done in our eyes. And actually, proximity to Oblivion didn't seem to harm us at all. In many ways, I think it just drew attention to quality RPGs that week, and everybody was thinking and talking about the genre. This is one of those you'll never know because things went the way they did.
See, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you say that for sure, though?
Yeah, like, I don't think you can. I stand by Xbox should not have put Oblivion out that week.
Yeah.
Like, that was a bad business call. Like, sure, it resulted in Expedition still doing great, but they didn't need to do that. I feel like it was an unforced error that ended up not being the worst thing ever for Expedition 33, but I still think it would have done better otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just happy we're in the place where everybody's happy about how their games did.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, as long as Expedition 33 is successful, who cares about Oblivion? Like, maybe it would have sold another however many copies, but at least we're here. At least we're in the good timeline in regards to Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Not for everything else.
Yeah. God, Expedition 33 is good. It's all I wanted to.
I need to go back to it. I'm in this fucked up place.
Yeah.
Where Blueprints has ramped up so much in the post game, and I cannot pull myself from it.
Good problems to have, man.
I can't play any other game right now that's not Blueprints.
Yeah.
It's so good.
God. VGC says Microsoft says it was the top publisher on the PlayStation Store for pre-orders and pre-installs in the first quarter of 2025. You'll love to see it. That is so awesome. VGC also says the first 7 games in the Leisure Suit Larry series of adult-themed comedy adventures are being delisted from Steam.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up, man.
Dude, get it now, Bless. Get it now before they're gone. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Justice for my guy, Larry. Free Larry.
Free Larry, everyone. Mario Kart 7 soundtrack has been added to Nintendo Music.
Let's go.
Yeah. Mario Kart 7, not memorable to me.
I don't think I knew Mario Kart 7 came out until Mario Kart 8.
That's fucked up.
Like I didn't have a 3DS.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. This is very
Mm.
funny to say.
Yeah.
Kurt Flowers super chats in saying, I know it's smaller potatoes, but also bummed that Codemasters is no longer developing rally racing games anymore. Must be from the layoffs yesterday. God, man, we are just in a sad, sad state of affairs. What else do we got here in this very weird episode of Kind of Funny Games Daily? Let's see if we got anything wrong. I don't imagine we did. No, we didn't.
We did it.
No,
Cool.
we're great.
Come
So
on.
people talking about melatonin, but we'll have
Oh,
to.
was there any advice in there? Like,
Well, just don't do it too much. It seems to be the advice.
what happened if I do too much melatonin? I don't wake up. I just fall asleep.
I
You're
mean,
the Hat Man, remember?
whew, maybe.
Yeah. It's like that, Barrett.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
Ooh, shit. Doesn't sound like a bad time. It doesn't sound like a bad time.
I might have to try some of that toning.
Tonin,
Fuck.
baby.
That
Well,
tonin'.
everyone, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily 2 for May 1st, 2025. After this, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. We're going to check in with the team, see what's going on. What I do know for sure is that In Review will post today. Will it be live? Will it not be live? I assume it will, but it might not. But it will post today.
It's prepped to be live. So
I think we're going to be good.
Yeah.
Will the Gamescast happen? Probably, but no promises. Will there be a gameplay stream? Probably not. But stay tuned. We're going to try our best. There will be content. If anything, just go watch some of our old stuff, you know?
Yeah. You just got 2 KFGDs also. You
Yeah,
know? We just
exactly.
cooked.
Yeah. We've just been doing some great stuff. So anyway, we need food. We need happiness, you know?
Get my car out the
We need
gate.
some breaks. I'm sure some cigarette breaks are in need from a couple people here. Anyways, we love you all.
Don't put me on blast like that, Tim.
Yeah,
all
why are you
right?
putting Bless on
the
blast?
biggest smoker I know.
Don't put me on blast.
Oh, man. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you for your patience. Goodbye.